the negative. You have to add the negative of the given vector. Okay. So maybe suppose if it is two vectors, then the second vector, which vector have to be subtracted, that you will take its negative. So that's just like your integer a minus b or like that. So either a minus b or a plus minus b, both. A minus b means then you don't have to add again a plus minus b. So a minus b or a plus minus b. So that is the subtraction of vectors. So you can write the heading subtraction of vectors. Subtraction of vectors. So write down in order to subtract, in order to subtract, in order to subtract vector q from p, in order to subtract vector q from p, the vector q is reversed, vector q is reversed, or vector q is reversed, or negative of vector q, negative of vector q is added. So it's only one rule is there for subtraction. We don't have just like our just like uh, addition. We don't have many rules here. Only one rule here. So we only have to suppose p and q you subtract. You add the negative of the vector which you have to subtract. That's it. So q is added. That means you can write it p minus q or vector p plus minus q. So this way, okay, either p minus q or vector p plus minus q. Then how do we represent in diagrams? Okay, how do we represent the diagram? So shall I change it? So just think this is vector p and there is another vector in the same direction. So that is vector q. They both are the same direction. Then after adding, what is the step? P you represent here plus minus q. So minus q we represent opposite way. So just this vector, suppose this is p vector, this is q vector, we just symbolize this way. Okay. And what is your answer? Since what is happening by looking at it, which vector is higher? Is it p is bigger vector or q is bigger vector? Tell me, children. How can you identify the direction of the resultant vector in this case? So here also we have to identify in which direction is the resultant vector will act. So in the beginning of the chapter, we explained by looking at the size of that arrow with head, you can identify which vector is bigger, which vector is smaller. If the magnitude is not given. Suppose magnitude is given, it is easy. Suppose P is 5, Q is 10. It's easy. 5 minus 10, you will get minus. So that is the direction is negative. So now in this picture, P is smaller size, Q is bigger size. So resultant vector will be in which direction? Is it P's direction or Q's direction?
Q.
Huh? P minus Q. So you shall think 5 minus 10. What is your answer you get? Dia, 5 minus 10. What is your answer?
-5.
-5. So -5 means it is the symbol of the 10. Similarly, in the vector, same thing. So P is this way and Q we are adding this way. When you look at the size, the Q vector has a bigger size. So gradually subtraction resultant vector also will be in that direction, which will be in opposite direction. Okay. So we have to represent in terms of diagram. So answer is P plus minus Q and your resultant vector will be this. Okay. May not be the same size of Q, same size of P, because it is the difference, no? So your resultant vector also should be little size difference between them. That's it. If the value is given, it is easy to identify. But the value is not given. We have only to look at the size of the vector which is depicted, which is given in the question. Okay. So you can write the answer as P minus Q. So that is how we represent subtraction of vectors if the vectors are in the same direction. Okay. Therefore, you can write 1 point. Magnitude of, write down below that. So from this you can write magnitude of vector P minus Q is the difference of the magnitudes of vector P and vector Q. So magnitude of P minus Q is the difference between the magnitudes of P and Q. And the direction of the resultant vector will be same as the direction of bigger vector. Direction of bigger vector. Direction of bigger vector. Okay. So, for example, we can just write it as is magnitude of vector P is 5. Magnitude of vector Q is 10. Then magnitude of P minus Q will be minus 5, modulus of minus 5 or 5. Negative sign indicate it is the direction of Q. That is only difference. But when you take magnitude is 5 only. Okay. So when you write minus 5, it should be put in the modulus. So what is the indication of this negative sign in this? Negative sign only indicates the direction is opposite to the P. That is only thing. Okay. Suppose Q is bigger vector. When you subtract P minus Q, then the direction will be opposite to P. So that is the resultant vector direction. Okay. So now we are moving on to the next important section, resolution of a vector. So we have problems using this resolution of a vector. More than that, resolution of a vector. What do you mean by resolution of a vector? For simple vectors, just like we had P and Q, they are in the same direction, so we have directly calculate. But just like that, if some angle is inclined, if the two vectors, if they are inclined at an angle, sometimes we cannot solve using our ordinary algebra. We cannot use ordinary algebra. So for that, since vector has a direction, vector quantity has direction, we can resolve each vector into its simple component depending upon in which axis. So we are talking about two-dimensional motion. The previous example, it was one-dimensional motion example. Yesterday, we also learned the proof how apply parallelogram law of vectors. So that is it's a two-dimensional. So it is the motion, the component may lie in both x-axis and y-axis. For example, r is a vector. Now you have to resolve this vector into compounds. So R is acting between x and y, between the x and y axis. So in this case, we cannot say whether R is on x plane or R is on y axis, because it is between the y axis and x axis. So in this case, if you want to find out some magnitude, it is not possible. We have to consider x axis, what is its value, and y axis, what is its value. Then both values should be added. Then only you will get the value of this vector. Okay. So in this shape, they are inclined at a particular angle. What we think means we have to find out what will be r equal to in x-axis, what will be r in y-axis. So that is known as components of a vector. That is known as components of a vector. Suppose a vector lie in xy plane, we call it xy plane this. So because it is in between y-axis and between x-axis, so it included xy plane. Okay. So in this case, we have to find out the value of vector in x-axis, what it is, y-axis, what it is. So these are known as components. So usually we consider the components of vector r in x-axis as rx. Component of vector r in y-axis is ry. Now what we do means, I told you, total magnitude of this vector will be sum of these two components. Sum of these two components. That means r is equal to rx plus ry. So that is what, how do we resolve the component? Suppose it is also lie in a plane of z. It also lie in the plane of z axis. Then this vector, we have to find a component in z axis, that is rz. Then the vector r, magnitude of vector r will be rx plus ry plus rz. So like that, we can have number of axes here, one single vector, but it can act all the axes. So that's it. So this is resolution of a vector. This is only possible when a vector is inclined at an angle and lying on a coordinate system. So we are incorporating geometry now in a coordinate system. Why we are putting this max in this? The reason is that every object in the space, you cannot specify the motion of an object in a particular point. We have to consider the localities, consider the surroundings, just like that. Mala to Chalakudi. Mala to Chalakudi, it's a locality we have to reach. But there's a number of ways are there to go to Mala to Chalakudi. So many roads are there. Pocket roads are there. You can take any multiple ways or multiple roads to go to Mala to Chalakudi. So that's the same problem. So in that case, we have to specify direction, which direction at this point you are moving or at this time we are moving. So now someone is moving Mala to Chalakudi at this time. Now it is 9:35. At this time, what is the location of that particle? So that cannot say like specific. Maybe he is now moving north towards Chalakudi or south towards this, that, like that. Okay. So we cannot have a specify. That is what we are incorporating our locality as x-axis, y-axis. So we take it as a x-axis, y-axis. And also north, south, east, west. Some equations, some questions, we will use specify the direction of geographical direction. So bus is moving towards Chalakudi, moving to Chalakudi towards south direction or towards east. Because Chalakudi we can have from north also you can come, south also you can come, from east also you can come, from west also you can come. So like that, so many multiple directions. So that is why this vector algebra become little more complicated with all this axis. This a number of things are here. Okay, so that is the importance of resolution of the vector. So any vector we can split into many components. Suppose you have another one component M here, then you can add Rx plus Ry plus Rz plus Rf. It goes on like that. Okay. So that is resolution of vectors. Okay. So you can write first heading, importance of resolution of vector. Importance of resolution of vector. Importance of resolution of vector. Mm, 1 minute, let me take. Okay, you write it down. What's the importance? By the time I take easy board. A vector can resolve, a vector can be resolved into its components, because 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 sometimes vector quantities are are inclined are inclined at an angle. If, if they are inclined at an angle, or or at right angles to each other, or at right angles to each other, or at right angles to each other. In this case, in this case, doing any algebraic operations, in this case, doing any algebraic expressions are complicated, are complicated.
Ma'am,
Or
can you say this line again?
from where, Achu?
In this case,
In this case, algebraic operations, algebraic operations are complicated, are complicated, complicated. So a vector can be resolved. A vector can be resolved into various components, in various components of a rectangular coordinate system. Rectangular coordinate system. Rectangular coordinate system in terms of coordinate system in terms of x, y, z, etc. Coordinate system in terms of x, y, z, etc. Next point. Therefore, any number of therefore any number of vectors, any number of vectors can be combined, can be combined to form a single, to form a single equivalent, single equivalent vector, single equivalent vector. Thus, thus the splitting of thus the splitting of a vector, splitting of vector into its components, splitting of a vector into its components is called resolution of vectors. Resolution of vector. Okay. Next point. See, when I say vector R is equal to Rx plus Ry, where Rx, Ry is its components in XY plane. Okay. In that case, actually this Rx, Ry is the magnitude. Whenever we add or subtract something like that components, vector components, you keep it in mind, what we add is magnitude, not adding the vector as such. Okay. So we have to incorporate some vectors because we already know R is a vector and its magnitude is R. Now, how do we represent this vector in these vector components? How do we represent this vector in vector components? This is magnitude. Now, how do we represent that vector components? For that, we applied a system using unit vectors. What is unit vector? I have taught you type of vectors, collinear, coplanar, unit. So what do you mean by unit vector? Uh, Evelyn, your video is off. What happened? Hmm? Okay. What do you mean by unit vector, Evelyn? Unit vector. We have learned type of vectors in the null vector, coplanar, all that is there. Tell me what is unit vector. See, all. Let me come back to see how many are on the videos now. Children, if you off, what's the matter for you? Why are you offing the video? Is something you are going to gain out of it? Okay, where is Evelyn? She's not here. I saw her. That okay. Now read. What is unit vector? Now read.
A vector with magnitude 1.
Yes, a vector with magnitude 1. How do we represent unit vector? Did I give you that? What is given in the notes? Unit vector. How I given, Gauri? Just go through the notes, everyone. Type of vectors: equal, collinear, coplanar, all that. Did I represent unit vector with any letters over there?
A cap.
What is that? What is that, Gayatri?
A cap.
A cap. Okay, A cap. So we represent unit vector with the A cap. A cap is equal to 1. Okay. So let me go back again. So don't switch off your video now. Just see it. So similarly, instead of saying A cap, we are going to use unit vector in terms of complex numbers I, J, K. We use these letters in complex numbers in maths. So I cap, J cap, A cap. So I belong to x-axis. I is a unit vector on the x-axis. J is on the unit vector on the y-axis. And K is the vector which is on the z-axis. So this is all. So value of unit vector is I is equal to J is equal to K equal to 1. So we are going to use, sometimes we use metric system also. Metric. Metrics also. I think, have you started metrics in this class or plus 2? Okay, plus 2. And so this don't get, so the ma'am is here. So vectors and all you will study in plus 2 only, but still in plus 1 we have little advanced. So metric system also we use all this. Okay, so let us see. So we can represent vector R in terms of, how do we represent? If you multiply with the vector, there is another thing I have given you. If you multiply a real number and the vector, you will get a scalar or you will get the magnitude. That is lambda A. Same thing. So instead of making these components into a vector form, just multiply the magnitude with unit vector. Then it will become a vector. Okay. Rxi plus Ryj cap. So Rxi, now this is now in terms of a vector. Okay. And the magnitude is R is equal to Rx plus Ry. Why? Because I, J, K, everyone answer number equal to 1. So 1 into Rx, 1 into R1. So that is why. So magnitude of this unit vector is 1. So in order to make this components into vector, we are just multiplying one unit vector to everyone. So R vector can be resolved into two vectors. How? It should be specified with a unit vector, Rxi plus Ryj. So when you calculate the magnitude, you will write R is equal to Rx plus Ry. Similarly, if R vector is resolved into three components, then you will write Rxi plus Ryj. Vector R is equal to Rxi plus Ryj plus Rz. So sometimes since this A cap is used, we don't have to use vector sign. We can just write Rxi plus Ryj plus Rzk. Okay. Then its magnitude will be Rx plus Ry plus Rz because Ijk is equal to 1. Okay, children. So this is how we resolve the component. So next line you can write. Next line, correct, right? When a vector, on the basis of this, when a vector split into, two mutually perpendicular components, two mutually perpendicular components, it resolved into vector components, which are mutually perpendicular,
Can you repeat that?
when a vector split into two components as vector components which are mutually perpendicular, lying in the same plane, accompanied by unit vectors I, J, K, etc. Unit vectors I, J, K, etc. along x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, etc. Okay. Yes. So this is the resolution vector plane. How can we represent in that? It is in your textbook. So why we are accompanying or multiplying with ijk? Because I is along, it's a unit vector along the x-axis itself. because its value is 1. J is on the y-axis itself and K is along the z-axis itself. Now, in this picture, I explained to you with the letter R. So here we have another vector A. So you can see that vector A is resolved into another two vector components. We are giving name as A1 and A2. So sometimes in the book, this A1 will not be there. Directly you can write this is AX, this is AY. You don't have to write A1, A2. Since the book is given, I am just giving you. There's no importance of A1, A2. You can just write AX because it is x-axis component AX, y-axis. And we are going to apply the parallelogram law here. So you can see this x-axis parallel to this one, y-axis parallel to here. So this is now a rectangle. Okay, rectangular because it's a rectangular coordinate system. Same method. So vector A resolve into AX, AY. Now, in terms of vectors, we can write it this A2 as AYJ, this AXI. So, in order to make you to separate what is A1, what is AXI, AYJ only, they are used the letter A1. So, A1 is equal to AXI, A2 is equal to AYJ. So, this is how first they showed you both the components separately, unit vector separately in the same coordinate system, and the vector which we have to resolve that it is in. Now, we combined together both, and our final, when you resolve the component, this is our diagram. Okay, you will write it AXI cap, AYJ cap. Okay, so here AX, AYJ, AXI cap. So unit vectors Ij and K lie along the X, Y and Z axis. Vector A is resolved into its components AX and AY along X axis. Clear? So that is how we can identify. So now we are going to get a further going to find the value and another equation in terms of another equation applying theta. Suppose it is inclined at an angle theta. So here in this thing, its angle is inclined at an angle theta. Okay. So you can do one thing. Just draw only this picture. Please draw this picture. I don't think we may, is a derivation going to be, we may not complete derivation, but you can draw this diagram now. Please draw this diagram, third diagram. And you write the heading. Resolution of, please write the heading, then below that you draw. Resolution of a vector into two components. Because we are first we learn how do we resolve the vector into two components and get the magnitude in terms of angle theta. We can also get the angle in terms of A1 plus A2. But since there is an angle is inclined, we have to include cos theta, sin theta, all that. So that's all. So into two components. So please draw this figure under this heading. So once you derive the first two components, then third component, no need of derivation. You can just write it. That's it. Okay. So those who draw it, we can leave the class after that because I may not be starting now because of the time. Just draw this one and write it. Okay. So just write the introduction notes. This one. Copy up to here. Consider the derivation, very important. Consider a vector A.
I did not finish drawing.
Did not finish. That is
No.
in textbook. You can copy, children. It's in your textbook.
Okay, ma'am, I'll copy from text.
Okay. Just write introduction because we will stop. Otherwise, we will forget this AXI and just write this. Consider a vector A. There are 3 minutes are there. You can just up to here you do. Consider a vector A that lies in XY plane as shown in figure. The vectors A1 and A2 such that A1 plus A2 is equal to A. Since A1 is parallel to unit vector I and A2 is parallel to J, we have A1 AXI, A2 AYJ. Thus, A is equal to AXI plus AYJ. So this is no need of writing, okay? This is, I'm just telling, AX itself is not a vector. So in order to make the vector, AXI is a vector and AYJ. Okay. So now from here onwards, I explain to you. So cos theta, sin theta, we are taking and finding the value of AX, AY. Okay. Yeah. Okay then. Shall I stop? Okay, children. Do you want to see that slide again or we wind up?
Yes, ma'am, once more.
Once more. Okay. This is don't write, okay? This is only for your understanding why we are using I. That I already explained to you. This slide I will show you once again to explain why AX is equal to A cos theta. That. Okay. നമ്മുടെ അറിയാതെ കൈതെറ്റി പോയാലുണ്ടല്ലോ ഈ സാധനം നമുക്ക് മിസ്സിന്റെ പിള്ള Can I stop sharing? Okay.